Good morning. Okay, so I did my video last week and we had a really amazing response. So as promised, we're going to do some more videos for you. And I thought maybe a nice way to start would be to talk about the toning side of the classes, because when we're in class and we're jumping around and we're dancing and carrying on, you don't have time to break that stuff down, and we'd like you to get the most out of your movement that you can. Now, if you're coming to classes purely to shake it off, let loose, then you do that. But if you'd like to take it up a level and get a bit more muscular wise out of your class, then hopefully these tips will help you a little bit. We're going to start with a move that we use quite a lot in our toning. Now, you've seen us do these ones where we're going to reach to the side and reach to the side. Now, this is a really effective move, but you've got to think about the muscles when you're doing this movement. And here, we're working our sides, both in going down and pulling up. So don't think about the arm as much as you're thinking about the side movement. Keep it nice and strong. One of the things that we talk about in class a lot is to do something with purpose. Do a movement like you mean it. If we've got a move where we're bringing our arms together, you can just relax. You're not getting a lot of muscle movement out of that. If you put your arms there like you mean it, squeeze them together, squeeze them apart. Think about like there's some resistance against that arm as you're bringing it in. That is going to work your muscles a lot more than if you're just going through the movement. Another one that we all love to use is squats. Now, the most important thing about squats is to maintain a nice straight back. You'll see me do this a lot of the time when we go down in squats. Hold your core in, keep that back nice and straight. That's the best way to support your spine. Now, squats are fantastic because it's something that we use to take through into our day-to-day lives, whether it's when you're sitting down in a chair, getting up from a chair, bending down to pick up kids' toys. It's a movement that our bodies use in day-to-day life. So it's important to know which muscles are working. Now, when we squat, as I said, nice straight back, nice tight core. You want to think about where your knees are, because you don't want your knees coming forward. If your knees are well in front of your toes when you come down, the weight comes forward to your toes, you're not actually working all the right muscles. So what we want to do is sink the bottom back and try and hold those knees so that they're not going past the toe line. All right, nice straight back. That movement is going to work a lot more of your muscles than if you're just bending down. And it keeps everything nice and firm. So nice, straight back, chin up. All right, so squats we use an awful lot. Be mindful of that knees in front of toes. That's the key, because that will keep your weight back in your heels. That transfers which muscles you are moving to. I'm trying to think. Oh, another one that we use quite a bit is a belly dance movement. Sorry, it's really hot here today. Very humid in North Queensland at this time of year. Now, with belly dance, we tend to think about the hip movement, about wiggling it, lifting it up and down, doing this sort of movement. Now, that's fine, because you are still getting the movement there and you are still working. If you want more from that movement, think about which muscles you're engaging. So when you lift that hip, you are squeezing your abdominals to get that nice and tight. So think of it not as a lift from the hip, but as a squeeze through your midsection. Obviously the same on the other side. Don't just think about lifting this, squeeze. It almost becomes like a little upright crunch, and you're going to squeeze, squeeze. Another time we use those muscles quite intensely is when we do this sort of movement. And I know that we all do it. We all let loose and you let it go. But if you want to get more muscle-wise out of that movement, to get that toning factor, what you want to do is think about, again, which muscles you're using to do this. A tip that I always think about is put your hand on your mid-chest and below your belly button. And we think about squeezing those hands together and then opening it up. And close it and open. And close and open. And every time we're crunching those abdominal muscles together. Close and release. So it's more about the forward movement rather than the back, because you don't want to be pushing back and hurt your lower back. So think of it as being a forward, forward, forward. And that is the same movement if you are laying down on the floor doing a crunch. It's the same movement. You want to close that gap up. And gradually you will find those muscles will react, and you can do that a little bit faster, and you can let loose, and then you can just have a party with it. That's kind of a few of the main toning movements that we use. Obviously there are a few more, and if you ever have any questions about a movement in class, do hit up your instructor after class. Like we love giving little tips and tricks to get you to give you more from your workout. So if you've got any questions, ask us. We love to help. We're there to help. The class isn't for us, it's for you. So we want you to get the most out of it. All right, that's enough from me. I won't gas bag on as much as I did last week. But keep an eye out for more videos. We'll be going through some other steps and bits and pieces and a few basic moves to try and kickstart you along on your journey. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.